Hello and welcome in this new video. So we are now going through the other reset password method for resetting the root password. Let's say you're the admin and you forgot the password, and anyway you're in the RHCSA exam and they ask you to restore the password. They give you the password. We will set it to secret 2 here. We did already another video which I strongly suggest you to watch and use, and now I will show you the alternate method, which you don't need to learn, but it's still good to learn. I mean, there are some systems where the other method might not work, I've heard, so I don't know exactly which ones, but it's good to know the other one. Let's say, imagine you are the exam and somehow they change something, and this is unlikely enough, but let's say they change something and the other method doesn't work, and this one could work, so it's good to know both. This starts the same, exactly the same, so actually we're going to start it. So if you've been in the other video, you know that you go to VirtualBox and you start it normally, not in a headless start like we would use normally to SSH into it. You want this console stuff and all the logs and things appearing there to have the GRUB also. And when you start it, you need to press F12 very quickly, so I'll try to do it. And press F12 and then E, and I didn't manage. So you press the right control key, this happens, it's okay, it's fine for the video. I might do it 2 times, sometimes it's a bit reluctant to work, so you press start, then you press into it, then F12 and E. Okay, somehow it doesn't want me to do it. It went into the boot selection, but afterwards it didn't let me. So it might take you a couple of tries. Let's see, this time, and F12, and no, okay, again. I did the F12, but somehow I don't know why it's going further and it shouldn't. It's a bit annoying. So again, and I thought this was fine. You will just watch me being frustrated, not having it working, but this is hilarious. So again, and this is like a little video game, you know. So, and then, no, seriously, wow. This is the first time I have so much trouble. Okay, I just prepared for the video and it worked. So this, here, yeah, okay. So what you need to do is, remember, you need to do F12. In the exam it will be much easier, like it doesn't play this kind of game. You have more time to press F12 and then you have time to press E. Here, I don't know what it does. I press F12 and then it goes still in normal boot mode. So anyway, I'm where I am supposed to be. And now, instead of using the rd.break method, which we did in the previous video, we'll use another method. I will not go into the intricacies of explaining why the first method is better than the second. Let's say it simply that the second method can create more fuck-ups than the first. So I have seen other people doing this second method, the one I will present you now, and having trouble because if you don't do certain sequences correctly, and it's funny because, you know, I've watched these instructors and they do the second method and then they run into all sorts of trouble because they forget certain things I wrote down on the right side of the video. Well, you saw me having fun with the booting, so yeah, it's also fun. Anyway, here what we want to try, we'll do this init equals and then bin bash. So just like this, I'll put this bit in the description of the video. And once you have the same principle and the other, once you have this little piece on the last part of the kernel, so you have the Linux kernel line, you find this Linux line, and then at the end of it you're adding this little piece, just like for the first method with rd.break, except here we are using init equals /bin/bash. Once you have this, Ctrl-x, you restart, and it will restart with this. It will be even maybe a bit quicker than the other method. The thing is, it looks simpler at the beginning, but if you forget some parts at the end, it will be messy. So you also need to mount. So you do this. It's very similar, except you don't do remount. The mount won't be sysroot. In this case, it will be just like that, just a slash. Why is that so? It's a bit complicated to explain, But basically when you're using, okay, I will still go into some detail, but very little. When you use rd.break, you're going into init ramfs, and you're not going in the real file, the real root file system. The real root is mounted under /sysroot. That's why you're using /sysroot. And this is why you need to mount it at the beginning. And then you shroot into it, like to basically have the login, have the I don't know if I have to say this, have the command line interface interacting with that root file system. When you are using init equals /bin/bash, you are already inside the real root file system. So it booted. This is the part. So there is no /sysroot indication. You just have to mount the whole thing that you are in. So this is a bit different. Anyway, so you do this command, and this is fine. And then you can give the password already. So you don't need to do the shroot part. And once you are here, you give the password. So yeah, this is it, password. And then you give secret2, for instance, and secret2, because this is the second video. And then the same then for the other, you do exactly the same for that part. You do a touch /autorelabel, learn it by heart. This is important for SELinux to start correctly and relabel everything. And then that's the part that's tricky. You need also, if you go through this method, you need also to do a sync, and you also need to do an exec, sbin, and reboot, and then F for force. So why do we do this? Before I reboot, I will explain a little bit. Yeah, this is a bit tricky. So the sync will flush any in-memory changes. Like, for instance, the new password in Etsy Shadow. It's important because you're not running a full init systemd, so these buffers might not be flushed before reboot. And you need to do this exec sbin reboot -f to force reboot, because if you're using exec, it replaces the current bash process with the reboot command. So, but that like this, you're doing a clean exit. This is the tricky part. If you don't do a clean exit with this one, you're going to run into a few error, like you will reboot into some error. Maybe once or twice. I've seen that in other guys' video. I haven't tried myself, but I saw how this looks, and this is bad. I mean, I could show it to you also, but I don't see the point. So you just want to do this like this. This is the clean way. If you're doing it this way with the init equals bin bash, or you've learned it before, maybe you know this method better, then okay, do it this way, but try to remember also the sync and exec /sbin/reboot with the force. That way you will reboot correctly, it will reboot cleanly. If you don't do that, it won't. So that's annoying, and you will lose time also. And maybe you will be panicking a bit. Oh, it's not working, no, what should I do? So if you do this way, it will work. But I suggest use the first method. This is also the Red Hat recommended method. Like if you check the documentation, this is usually the one that they will tell you. This one works as well. It's good to know both again, but yeah. So now I'm rebooting, and I'm not pressing F2, I'm just letting it run. And now you will see that we'll be able to run with the new root login and password. And that will be it. You see, it takes a little bit of time because it's also running the relabel, like you see here, relabeling and all the different directories. And then it will take a little bit of time for the relabeling, and then after that we'll be able to log in with our root login and the new password that we've set up. And oh, you see, it rebooted even once more. It goes to GRUB, and now still takes a bit of time, and now it's relabeled, and now it's restarting, and there we are. So okay, now if I do root and secret2, then it works. So these are the two ways you can log in. I strongly suggest, as a priority, learn the first one, and if you know the first one and if you want to be safe, learn the second one as well. This is optional, but yeah, it's always good to have a backup, especially for such critical part of the exam, because if you fail to reset the root password, then you will fail a lot of questions from the second server. So I hope you like this little tutorial, and yeah, again, like in the previous video, I wish you luck for your exam, if you're passing the exam, or if you just wanted to check out how you do this thing. Well, thank you for coming by, and see you around.